Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here is my trade recap for February 4th, 2019. So basically, this trade recap is going to be on Amazon, as you can see on your screen right now. I have just finished plotting all my trades on Amazon today. It's a total of 25 tickets. I took 7 trades on it, and I'm going to go through them one by one, explaining the thinking behind the trades, where my entries and exits are. This is going to be a longer trade recap video, so if you're not really into long videos, I do suggest you get the hell out now. And otherwise, hopefully after watching this recap, you guys can pick up some nuggets. Personally, I'm going to watch it myself over again. After today, on all these trades on Amazon, I'm having a mental issue here of trying to decide whether I had a good day or a bad day. In a sense, it looked to me like I took too many trades. However, a lot of these trades here, the entries really gave me a reason, and like every single entry and exits really gave me a reason. So I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. So after the recap, you guys do type in the comment below and let me know what you think. That would be fantastic. Okay, so let's get into it. Amazon trade one. So basically, last night for my watch list, I called Amazon to pop back up into the 1630s area. Let's pull up this. Let's pull up this daily chart. Actually, no, I planned it last night on the intraday chart. I was looking at the 1630s area. Okay, I was looking for a pop and drop, basically 1630s. This is the area that I called last night on my nightly watch list. This is the area I was watching. Okay, so trade one, here it is. I'm going to zoom in real quick. Right out the gates, I waited for the pop, and eventually I took my trade here at 933. Okay, basically the stock squeezed out the gates at the open. Hold on. Yeah, squeezed out the gates at the open, hit this 1630 mark, rejected hard, came back up, and let me move this arrow out of the way so you can see the price action. Came back up and it failed a little bit. The next candle, it pushed up. I saw this wick. I was watching the level 2 and the tape, and I saw this wick form. I saw the sellers coming in, so I took the trade right here at 10 shares. Okay, and my risk was basically the high of day. My risk was about the 132, a little bit over here, 132, 132.50. I shorted it about 10 shares. Okay, and it worked right away. As it came down to this opening price here around the low, opening lows here, I covered half, and then I let the other half start working. As it came down some more, I saw this. I was looking at this area, and I covered. Hold on, I was looking at this area, and I covered a little bit more into the wash here, another half as it came back down to the 50 EMA, and then I just let the last quarter ride. The last quarter came down over here, and I saw this massive volume on this red candle, okay, and the price action started to get sucked back up. So I basically took it. The grand total was, the entry was at 1628. 1628, and the final exit was at 1615. Okay, from here, so 10 shares, took off 5, took off, so I had 5 shares left, and then I took off 2 shares. I had 3 shares left. Coming down here, I took off 1 share. Now I had 2 shares left, and for the rest of the 2 shares, I just let it ride back up. And I was waiting for it to, I was thinking about stopping out at my entry price, but as soon as it got scooped up here by the 9 EMA, it reclaimed the 50, it tagged the VWAP, and then it looked a little bit strong, like this very big green candle. This signaled a reversal. So I waited. It tagged the VWAP. I waited some more. It tagged the 200, but it held here at the 9 EMA and it's scooping. So on the next candle, as I was waiting for it to come back down, it basically starts shooting up, and I got out the very last bit of it. So that was the first trade, and I profited off that. So as I was watching this, coming up some more here on trade 2, basically this thing came up to this candle over here. I saw it pop through and got stuffed hard, right? So this got me very interested, and on the next candle, when it opened, ran up a little bit and started failing, I shorted it. Okay, I shorted it here at 1630 at 5 shares. Okay, so basically I took half the size, which I took here, because I was already in the green and I was playing with houses money. I shorted it here because I saw this massive seller's candle, and my thesis was to bring it down to the VWAP. So as it came down to this candle right here. Now on the low of this candle, this is 1625 low, but on the bid and the ask, the spread was $1. So by the time it came down here, the ask was at 1626. Okay, so I didn't cover. I wanted one more dollar. I wanted the key psychological whole number of 1625, and it was looking very weak. Right. Unfortunately, the very next candle, it just shot right back up, and I missed my cover. Okay, basically I did hit my thesis, but I didn't cover it because I was the spread was off by $1 here, and I missed it. I totally missed it. So I'm like, oh shoot, I missed it. Basically, I was holding it then, and then it failed here. As it came back up, it started failing. I'm like, okay, maybe I get a second chance. My average is 1630. So on this candle here, it popped right through my entry, and also through to finish at the highs around the 1632. Now I am in the red, and once the next candle opened up, I basically just took it off on a panic, and I was kicking myself here for not covering right into the VWAP where I planned, and I took a loss here. The cover here was, these arrows are very precise. I marked them off right at the price. So the cover here was 1631.66. Okay, so I lost about $1.30 on 5 shares. So basically nothing. I'm still in the green here. And basically I just waited some more. Okay, so nightly watch list. Last night I said if it reclaimed the 1630, the next area I'll be watching is the 1640. So every whole number. So as it came up here and tested this 1640 mark, let's mark this off real quick here. It topped out at 1640. Okay, I saw it top out. I'm like, okay, here it is. Here is my chance to get short again. It failed hard on this candle, and I was waiting for a retrace. Okay, as I saw these two wicks come up here, this indicated sellers to me. So on the next candle, as it came up, I took the short right here at 1637.05. Okay, exactly right here. And then I was risking a little bit above the high here, a little bit above 1640. Okay, so and my plan was to bring it down to the 50 EMA. Okay, so as it came down, it held here and it started rounding off, and I noticed that it's holding a prior breakout area. So if I draw this line across here, you'll see it's kind of holding this prior breakout area, or this green candle, this breakout zone. Okay, so as it's rounding, I thought about trade 2. I thought about how I was a little bit too greedy and I missed my cover, and I didn't want the same thing to happen. So as it started rounding back up, I basically took it off, and I took it off just in time before it ripped. So I took it off all off. No, I took half here. Yeah, I took half here at a 3-point gain, 1634.75. 2-point gain, $2.25. I took half off, and then as it came back up through my stop, I basically stopped out right here, and this was a scratch trade. But the thesis here was the lower high and the test of the psychological whole number. So that was the thesis, and I was aiming for the 50 EMA, which never happened. Okay, so got out there. Moving on, trade number 4. Now I'm sitting and waiting, and I'm still watching this, and I basically saw it top out again. Okay, so the stock topped out right at where I stopped out, and I saw a double top. Okay, I saw a quick double top here, and I was waiting. Okay, I was waiting. I'm like, okay, this has to be it. It's a double top, and as it was coming up, I was waiting for the first lower high from the double top right here. I saw this red candle. Okay, I saw this massive green candle pop up, and I was waiting for it. And then the next candle basically opened lower from the previous green candle, and it started washing. So I got in right here at 1639.23. Let me see, triple check. 1639.19, right? 1101. Yep. Okay. So I got in, and then basically got faked out. The next candle came back up and pushed through this stop again. Pushed through this high, and I got stopped out and took a small loss here. Covered here at 1643. So basically, I lost 4 points there. 4 points on 5 shares. Once again, small size. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention the size here on trade 3 at 1020. Let me see here. Another 5 shares. Yeah. Okay. So the first trade was 10 shares. Second trade was 5 shares. Third trade was 5 shares. And fourth trade was also small size, 5 shares, because I was still in the green. Okay. So I took a loss here. So that would be 1, 2, 3 losses in a row, or 1 loss, 1 scratch, another loss. Here comes trade number 5. After this, basically it was T5 RT. RT means revenge trading. Okay. Basically, I was kind of pissed about this getting faked out, and emotionally it got to me. Topped up, topped out, failed hard. As it came back up and failed again, I'm thinking, okay, another quick double top. Let's do this. So on the next candle, it opened flat from the close here, and I got in short. What time is this one? 11:09. 10 shares this time. Okay. And by this time, my emotions were pretty riled up, as I was seeing my gains dwindle down to merely nothing from the first trade. I got short here at 10 shares, and I basically just stopped out right here as it broke through my the previous high here. I saw a quick double top setup. I took it, and it didn't last long. It stopped me out right away. So that was it. This candle closed pretty strong, so I stopped out. Okay, so that's trade number 5. Trade number 6, as it came up here. Now we come into the 1650s area. Okay, so the 1650s. And at the 1650s, by this time, I was scrolling back. Okay, by this time, I was scrolling back, and I was trying to look for the next resistance point from yesterday. And I saw this 1650 line. Okay, so as you can see, there was a flat line here. Basically, it held all day flat lined It was a pre-market high here as well. So 1650 was my next area of interest. Trade number 6 coming in as it failed 1650. I saw that it snapped this line right here, the 1647.5. Okay. And I was content already. I was content on taking this trade. I saw this little resistance slash support area get snapped. And let's zoom in here though, real quick. Okay, as it snapped, it popped and rejected. It's now under the 9 EMA. It came down some more, popped, and then reject again. And this trade was 1131. Let me see where I took 1131. Yeah. Okay, this is where I took the trade. Once I saw it fail again, I basically took the trade right here. I got short. My average was 1646 even. Okay, so here was my average right here, 1646 even, and I was risking a little bit above this area here, the 1647.5. Ideally, I guess I'm supposed to risk a little bit higher, maybe up to the 1650 area or the previous highs. So I took 5 shares here. So the 5 shares came down. It came to the 50 EMA, which is usually one of my targets. And I think I took half here. Yeah, I did. As it snapped this 50 EMA, I took half. Okay, now I have 3 shares left from here. And then as it came back up, it tested this 50 EMA. Okay, and I added into this push right here, and it failed right away. So I wanted to show you how this candle opened up, right? So it basically failed, opened sideways. It closed right here, opened lower, start coming up, failed this 50 EMA, and then the next candle, it opened lower again. Okay, so we had one candle open lower, finish, another candle open lower, and it was coming down. You see this little bottom wick here? It was coming down a little bit. Let me zoom in a little bit. And this is what compelled me or faked me out to get me to add in here, because it was coming down with the small wick and I didn't want to miss the move down. So I basically added literally right here. I added 7 shares. That would make my total share number to 10 shares now. And my average would be right here at the 1644. Initially, my average was at 1646. Okay, so once I added, my average was right here. And I was risking this area right here, right above. Okay, so I waited. It failed again. I thought about it, and I think I added a little bit too soon, and I pulled some profits right here. So let's take a look. Yeah. Okay, so from here on this ad, I had 10 shares coming right back down. I took half. I took 5 shares at the 1642 area. Now I have 5 shares left. Now with this 5 shares, I basically just let it run, right? If you recall, my initial stop for trade number 6 was right here at 1647.5. Okay, so this 5 shares, I just let it ride. And as it was moving along, added right here again. Okay, actually zoom out. So as it was moving along, I saw it topped out the 1646 area once again. Okay, I saw this top out. And then it was trading a little bit under the 50 EMA, and it was getting stuffed, right? It got stuffed here, got stuffed here, Okay, to me, this looked like basically there was a seller up top around this area hammering it down. Every time the stock came up, it got stuffed. Came up, it got stuffed. Right here, you see all these top wicks here, right here as well. So as it came back down here, I added in. I had 5 shares. Now from here, how much did I add? 12. I added in 10 shares. So this would make me 15 shares now. Okay. And this candle opened up, got stuffed, and I added. And then this happened. This basically happened. Once I added in here, my average remained the same at 1644. Okay. And now my thesis for this was to bring it back down to the 1640 area. Okay. So as it was coming down, I literally waited from this ad at 12:17 all the way to here for an hour watching this go. Okay. And my target was 1640 from here. So as I was watching this, I finally paid myself some here. I took 5 shares off because I basically lost patience waiting. I saw it holding the 1641. So I paid myself literally twice actually. Paid myself 5 shares here. I have 15 shares. Paid myself 5 shares here. I paid myself another 5 shares here at the 1642 area. And then it finally flushed. And I got out right here at 1640, right at my target. Okay. On this candle right here. Okay. So I hit my target on trade number 6. It was a long trade, right? I got in, took off, added, took off, added, took off, and peeled it off as well. So this trade lasted basically from 11:30 to 1:30. This trade lasted 2 hours as I was sitting patiently with 15 shares. Now, final trade of the day, trade 7, as we come into here. This was a prior line that it broke, the prior support that it broke, 1640s, as you can see right here. Finally broke. It came back up, tested this 50 EMA, also tested this 1641 area, okay, that it previously broke, came down, and it popped back up again. It looked very weak to me, so I shorted it, and I was risking a little bit above right here. I was using the previous high as a stop, and I got in here. This one was a big one. Let's see. This is 20 shares at 143. Yeah, 20 shares right here. Okay, very convinced that it was the backside of the trade as we were coming into late lunch. So I shorted 20 shares. My risk was right here, a little bit above the 1641 area, right? 1641, yeah. So basically wrote it down. My target was the VWAP. Wrote it down, and from here, I paid myself at 1636.85. Okay, so this was pretty painful, 20 shares. As it came down, I paid myself, big wash, took half off, 10 shares. And then finally, the other 10 shares, once it crossed through VWAP, hit my target, I took it off as well. And from here, that was the end of the day. I had to go to work. My work day starts at 4 p.m. And by this time, I was mentally exhausted. I haven't had lunch. I sat through all this today, all 7 trades, just looking at my computer. So that was it for me. All in all, it was a rough day, in my opinion. I don't know. I did come out green on Amazon here. There are 25 tickets, commissions amount up to 37.50. Yeah, 37.50 was the commissions, and I was green $121. Okay, so basically overall I was up 120 minus 40. I was up about $80 on Amazon with all this work done. Did I overtrade? I don't know. I really don't know. Like I have a scratch trade here because I was too greedy and I didn't take my profits at the VWAP tag. I had a scratch trade on trade number 3, right? Because I covered half as a wash and then I covered the rest as a stop out. This was a scratch. And then trade number 4 was just me being a little bit too early. But the entry was the lower high from a quick double top. So this made sense to me. Trade number 5 was the bad one. It was basically from a 145, eh? Let me see. Yeah, basically from the 145 psychological whole number, right? Entry. I saw a quick double top here on this 2 candle. 1645 entry psychological whole number, and it didn't work. It could have been a revenge trade at that point in time because I was a little bit emotionally involved from the first 4 trades. And then the 6th trade here, I really like this trade. This one lasted quite a while. And then the 7th trade was one of the best I've took in a while. I mean, I hammered it with convictions, 20 shares, larger size than usual, and brought it right back down to the VWAP where my target was. My risk to reward was intact, and that was it. So if you enjoy this recap, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and let me know what you think about these trades on Amazon today. Did I overtrade, or were these trades all right? Because I'm still thinking, I don't know, some part deep down inside of me, I'm thinking I'm overtrading, right? Some of these mistakes, I guess, could have been avoided, or did I even make any mistakes at all? 25 tickets, that's a lot of tickets, right? 7 trades, that's a lot of trades. I mean, my mentor tells me that as a newer beginning trader, we should be only taking 2 to 3 trades max, right? And obviously I kind of overdid it here today. If I didn't have to go to work, I think as I saw this VWAP breakdown, I'll probably take another trade here for trade number 8 and just write it down, but I don't know. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. I'm going to upload this recap right now, and then I'll make my watch list for tomorrow. Thanks. Ciao.